guys, how are we all doing? Welcome back to another video. It's the Championship predictions, and this week I'm joined by Jamie. How you doing, mate?
Not too bad, yourself?
Yeah, good stuff. I beat Sophie in the week with the midweek predictions 3-1, so I am smashing the guests at the moment, absolutely smashing it. Come on, can Jamie pull it back? It's your first time doing predictions, so let's see how you get on. Let's get straight into it with Friday night's game, the West London derby between Brentford and QPR. Now, Brentford, they're doing okay. They've been a little bit below where I thought they'd be, but they're being solid. QPR, they're mid-table, but they're a bit inconsistent. I mean, they got a draw against Watford, which wasn't a bad result in the week, but I just fancy Brentford with them at home. 2-1 Brentford. What do you reckon?
You know what? I'm going to go... They're both fairly good teams, so I'm going to say 1-1.
1-1, okay. On to the next game then, which is Reading against Bristol City. Two teams that are in the playoffs. It's an interesting one. They've both been pretty good. They've both been better than what I thought they'd be. Bristol City are maintaining a solid sort of season so far. As for Reading, really good start and then starting to fall away. But they drew in the week against Millwall, which isn't a bad result. I just fancy Bristol City. They're in the better form, so I'm going to go for Bristol City to win this one, 2-0.
Yeah, I favour Bristol City. I would say... I'll give them 2-1.
2-1 to Bristol City. Okay, the next game then is between Birmingham City and Millwall Football Club. Two teams in mid-table, I think, and we've seen Birmingham this season. They're okay, they're quite solid, and a lot of their games, they just don't have many goals in. They drew 1-1 in the week with Luton, they drew 0-0 with Coventry on the Friday, and as for Millwall, they've been okay, so I think it'll be a tight game. I'm just going to fancy the home team here, Birmingham City 1-0.
I'm going to go the opposite way there, Matt. I favour Millwall. I'm going to say 1-0 Millwall. 1-0
Millwall, okay. The next game then is between Blackburn Rovers and Barnsley Football Club. Blackburn Rovers, strange team. What a win that was in the week. They beat Preston 3-0. As for Barnsley, they're just a bit inconsistent. They've been picking up a few results here and there. They're both sort of struggling to get a really good run of form. I'm just going to back Blackburn with the home advantage, 2-1.
Yeah, like you say, I totally agree with you there. I'll go 2-0. 2-0
to Blackburn. Yeah. Okay, the next game then is between Cardiff City and Luton Town. Now, we just played Cardiff. I wasn't very impressed by them. I think they had a poor performance against us, and they're not having a great season, really. They're a bit below where they probably would have wanted to be. As for Luton Town, they're doing better than I probably would have thought they'd be doing at this point in the season. Interesting game. I think it's going to be tight. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw between these teams. What do you reckon?
Well, Luton played really well in, League One before. We had a tight game against them, and I think they're doing all right this season. So I'm going to back 1-0.
1-0 to Luton?
Yeah.
Okay, away at Cardiff. Okay. The next game then is a massive game. It's two of the bottom three locking horns. Derby County against Wycombe Wanderers. And I'm actually surprised I'm saying this, but I actually think Wycombe might get the result here. Derby have just been so bad. They lost 3-0 to Middlesbrough. Their fans will just be absolutely fuming with the start they've had to the season. I don't know what's going wrong at Derby. As for Wycombe, although they're in the bottom three, they're starting to pick up a few results. I think they've picked up back-to-back 0-0, so they are showing signs of clean sheets. I'm going to back Wycombe here, 1-0.
I agree with you in this, but in the sense that Wycombe have come up from League One, they've got that momentum. Yeah, they've lost a few, but I reckon Wycombe 1-0, but a tight game.
Yeah, going with me, 1-0 on that one. Okay, the next game then is between Huddersfield Town in the middle of the table against Middlesbrough, who lost to Norwich at the weekend and then beat Derby in the week. So they're having a decent season, Middlesbrough, to be fair. Still got the best defensive record in the league, but I can't see them scoring. I'm going to go for a 0-0 draw in this one. I just think it's got 0-0 on it.
Yeah, I favour Middlesbrough, but like you say, there isn't going to be a goal show. So 1-0, I'm going to have to agree with you there.
Well, I said 0-0.
Oh, you did? Oh, yeah, okay. 1-0 to Middlesbrough then.
1-0 to Middlesbrough, okay. Okay. The next game then is Coventry City away to top of the league, Norwich City. Oh, God, but I'm excited for this because Coventry City have picked up 4 points in the last two games, so at least we're going into this with the knowledge we've picked up a couple of results and there isn't all that much pressure to get something away to top of the league. Norwich City, you've got to say they've been fantastic so far this season, and they do look like they could go on to win the league. I mean, it's early days, but promotion looks like a real possibility for Norwich City. Their squad is fantastic. They won the league last time they were in this league, and I just fancy them against Coventry, but I think we'll give them a good game. I'm going to go for Norwich 2-1.
Ooh. This is a funny one because Cov always do really well against the top teams, and then the lower teams that are around us, we end up losing. So it's just the way we go. So I'm going to say 1-1.
Oh,
I seriously reckon we'll give them a good game.
Okay, yeah, I'd love that. I think any Coventry fan would snap your hand off for a draw against Norwich. Obviously, Norwich doing well, but yeah, that's an interesting prediction.
And it'll give us that morale as well.
Definitely, that'd be a massive result for us. The next game then is Rotherham United against AFC Bournemouth. It's an interesting game. I mean, Rotherham doing okay, but they've lost their last 2 games, I think. As for AFC Bournemouth, they're still flying high. I think they're second in the league, so this is going to be an interesting game. I just fancy Bournemouth to win this one. I'm going to go 2-1.
Well, Bournemouth being a Premier League team, they favour it 2-0.
2-0.
2-0.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think that's a good prediction. The next game then is Sheffield Wednesday versus Stoke City, and Sheffield Wednesday picked up their first point under Tony Pulis last night against Swansea City, and Stoke City lost to Norwich 3-2, and they beat Huddersfield 4-3 at the weekend, so there's lots of goals in their games, and I think both teams are going to score in this, but with Tony Pulis it's not going to be many goals, so I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw.
Well, Sheffield Wednesday have got that positivity going at the moment. Like you say, a lot of goals scored. The players are going to be quite encouraged by that. So I'm going to say, I know it's boring results really, but 1-0 Sheffield Wednesday.
1-0 Sheffield Wednesday. Yeah, okay, that's an interesting one. That's a Tony Pulis kind of result. The next game then is Watford Football Club against Preston North End. It's an interesting game. I mean, Watford, they're doing pretty well. Preston, very strange team at the moment. They've not been great, but I don't know. I mean, it's a tough game to predict. I do fancy Watford, but Preston to keep the game quite tight. I'm going to go for Watford 1-0.
I'm going to go for a shocker. 3-0 Watford.
Is that a shocker?
I don't know. It's different.
Okay, random, but okay. And then the next game is the Sunday fixture between Nottingham Forest and Swansea City. And this is the clash of the 2 teams that were battling for that 6th place on the final day of last season. And Nottingham Forest will want some revenge on Swansea for nicking that 6th place off them. But Nottingham Forest, they're not doing very well at the moment. And they've got a very tough run of fixtures, considering they're just dangling above the relegation zone, so they need to get some points. And against this Swansea team, do I think they're going to win? Probably not. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. What do you reckon?
I reckon it's going to be 2-1 to Swansea. They've got the players, haven't they?
Yeah, they're a decent team. 2-1 to Swansea then. Yeah. Okay, and that completes today's video then, guys. Cheers for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, we'll see you in the next predictions video. Peace out.